Good morning, Jessica.
Good morning, Paul. And this is an issue that's super interesting to those of us in the Americas because we're grappling with some of the same things that the region is. So I look
Right.
forward to the discussion.
As well as my family back in Canada as well.
Oh.
Anyway, so tell us
There you go.
how significant how significant is this development that's happening in Thailand, Jess?
Well, it is really significant because it is the first country. So it will set an example for many other countries to either follow or tweak, and certainly the rest of the region is watching. It's also the next logical step, as you mentioned in the headline there, of what Thailand has already been putting itself on a path to do. It has already legalized medicinal cannabis in 2018, and so this is really the next step. And now I spoke to a cross-border drug policy expert at RMIT in Melbourne, Australia, Dr. Binoy Kampark, and he is a professor that really studies this. Here's more of our interview as to what he says is the significance here.
In terms of criminalizing the use of cannabis, say for medical reasons. And so they eased off on that. And parts of the cannabis plant, of course, for production, be it for health, again, public health issues, they eased off on that. And so now we're just moving to the next phase, which is a broader decriminalization agenda and integrating essentially the use of cannabis, more broadly speaking, both from a health perspective, but also from an...
So Jessica, how is this going to impact the Southeast Asian economy?
Well, it is a huge boon to the agrarian sectors of countries, and it is a huge boon to the production of makeup, for example, and other food items that also take these ingredients. So we could see a lot more pressure on local governments to pass this because it's a taxable thing for governments. We could also see more cannabis ingredients in foods and in makeups. We already have seen hemp and CBD, for example, being used in some products, and now we may see those other ingredients as well. Dr. Kampark argues that it's the impact on the farming sector, as well as the government's ability to tax it, though, that really sets the table for countries to watch Thailand's example. Take a listen.
There's certainly momentum there. So in the Indonesian context, there's cosmetics, but as I said before too, there is the agrarian argument, and broadly speaking, various economic incentives. So if that's on the table, and it certainly is, been put tentatively on the table, then there is certainly some prospect for reform in this area.
All right, Jessica, so here in Indonesia is one of the many countries where cannabis is harshly punished, the cannabis ownership is harshly punished. How is this going to implicate us?
I'm sorry, can you ask the question again? I couldn't hear you very well.
Jessica, so my question was, what's the implication of this to Indonesia itself? Because cannabis use right here in Indonesia is still harshly punished.
Yeah. Well, there are some studies out there that indicate that actually decriminalization can actually lessen crime, that it also can decrease in suicides, because people are looking for relief in particular from pain, and this is a way they can achieve that. Now, the Indonesian government could also face additional pressure from the public and from in particular, the business sector, because much like Thailand, Indonesia has about half its workers involved in the agriculture sector, and this is a cash crop, so there could be some pressure we see down there. Dr. Kampark argues that you can't legalize cannabis, though, without a discussion and a reform of the prison system, as well as the policing system. All of their interests are intertwined. So each culture that considers this really does have to look at the implications, not just from a health perspective, but also an economic and a society perspective.
All right, Jessica, thank you so much for that report. Always insightful and always great to catch up with you. Stay safe out there, and we'll talk to you again real soon.
Good to see you.
Take care.